in Moed to one and all. We are now about to enter into 3 days of fire. 3 days of fire that can be the most exciting, powerful, meaningful days of the entire year. No, it's not Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, but it's the conclusion of the entire season. Tomorrow, Friday, Hoshana Rabba, Shabbos, Shmini, Atzeres, and of course, culminating on Sunday with Simchas Torah. The Zohar HaKadosh speaks about Hoshana Rabba in terms of that all of the Gzeros, all of the decrees are now going to be able to be changed on this very day. This is the day that we could change everything. It's never too late. A great parable was brought. One time there was a shul. They wanted to build a temporary synagogue with a caravan. So they brought the caravan over and had everything in it, the tables, the chairs, the Aron Kodesh, everything was there together, and they bring it on this big truck bed, and they come with a crane, and they come to the area they're going to put it down. And sure enough, there's a foreman, the Gabbai is there, and as they're lowering it down, he says, a little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the front, a little further back, and finally, again, a little here, a little there, yeah, almost there, perfect. Lower it down, he lowers down the caravan, the temporary shul in the place. Comes Yontif, and sure enough, the Rav, the rabbi comes in, and he comes in and he says, Oy vey, oh my goodness, and he says, what's the matter? He says, everything looks in place except for one thing. It's backwards. It's the Aron Kodesh is facing west, it's not facing east. So sure enough, there's a guy in the back who happened to have been at the site when they actually brought the shul there. They brought the caravan. He says, it's not such a big deal. He says, just go outside and start yelling. Yell out, a little to the right, a little to the left, yelling to the crane driver, a little back this way, that way. And the rabbi said, that would have been great a few days ago. But now the crane is gone. The crane is no longer here. When the shul, when the tefillos, when everything is up in the air, we could daven, we could yell, we could decide which direction it's going to be in. Once it's placed down, it's very, very hard to change. It could be moved, but with a tremendous amount of effort and strength is necessary. But up until that time, we have the ability, my Rabba say, to change the gezeros, to change the decrees that were made all the way back 3 weeks ago almost on Rosh Hashanah. And we thought they were actually sealed on Yom Kippur. But it still could be moved around even till to the end of tomorrow. The Zohar Kadosh says that Hoshana Rabba is Yom Arava. Yom Arava, why is it called Yom Arava? The Arava because we take the Hoshana Rabba, we take the Aravas, but why that min? Why that species? So one time he says because the Arava is shaped like lips. And it's the lips, it's the tefillos of all the other things of our body that can make the difference, to make that change. The Sfas Emes, on the other hand, says, he questions, he says, the Arava is something that doesn't have a taste, that doesn't have a smell, representing, doesn't have the Torah, the mitzvos. And the Sfas Emes answers, he says, the tzaddikim, they're tefillos, one thing. But no one should give up. Any one of the four combination of Jews, whether they have mitzvos or Torah, or even neither, it doesn't make a difference as long as we are motzi from our svasav. If we call out to Hashem and we move our lips and we ask for good things, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will come to answer. And that's what it's called Hoshana Rabba. The great day of tefillos are going to be starting tonight and throughout tomorrow. And that's what's called Yom Arava, because they are just like those lips that can move and shake the entire world. And everyone, it's about the Kol Kol Yaakov. It's the voice of Yaakov that makes all the difference. And in Mirz Hashem, this Hoshana Rabbah should make that first of the 3 fantastic days, setting the stage of a time when we are completely now have eradicated any of those Gezeros Raos, all of those evil decrees. And that takes us into Shmini Atzeres, a new day of when it's exclusive to only to Am Yisrael, the children of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the prided ones. And we're going to have a special day unique only to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, well, we're going to read Kohelas, we're going to have Yisra, we're going to have so many different things as a regular day of Yontif, but excluding the rest of the nations of the world, a special time for Klal Yisrael in a one-on-one close meeting with HaKadosh Baruch Hu at the conclusion of the entire season. And once we have that connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all of a sudden it comes to the mandate to loving and desiring and being happy and celebrating with the Simchas HaTorah itself. And therefore we look forward to this Simchas Torah like we should look toward every Simchas Torah. You know, Simchas Torah is a tremendous day of family, of rejoicing together. And during these difficult, challenging times, one is still obligated to have a simcha, perhaps albeit in a different way. So I'd like to share with you what we're going to be doing for this Simchas Torah and how we'll try to incorporate as much of family and celebration that we can. First and foremost, Motzei Shabbos. So Mincha will be at 6 o'clock. Mariv will be approximately 6:45. And then we'll have Ata Haresa. And we're going to have one Ata Haresa going around. And then we're going to have the Hakafos. The Hakafos are going to be a 3-minute Hakafa with one song. 1 or 2 Sifrei Torah will be circling around the bima. Well, everyone will be singing and dancing in their seats and cheering on the Torah itself. We would like to lower the age of children who would like to attend to be with their parents. Children who parents know that they can only be at their seats. And Baruch Hashem, we've been so successful with this by and large, by everyone respecting the COVID laws and being able to sit by their seats with their parents and not to wander around. So we hope everyone, if you're a K up, kindergartners and up, if they can and will sit with their parents, be wonderful. We want them to come and to experience and to see the Simchas HaTorah as well. If they cannot stand, if they cannot stay, sure, we understand, but then the place for them to be at home. The following day, they don't want to come at night. Davening with Simchas Torah 8:45. Approximately Ata Haresa will be at 9:45. And that Kafas again, the first 6 will be inside, identical, with singing from our chairs, the Sifrei Torah going around the bima, everyone cheering it on for approximately 3 to 5 minutes per Hakafa. One song with gusto, with a fierce, and then at 10:30 we're all going to be going outside into the parking lot. And there everyone family will stand in their car space, without the cars, in their car space, socially distant from one another. And sure enough, we're going to be going around, maybe they'll be giving out some flags, maybe giving out some treats. And at that time, we're going to be calling out the family Hakafa. We'll call out every family to come to the middle, to be around the Sifrei Torah, while everyone again dances for that family and cheers the family on when they have their simcha with the Torah itself. And we'll go through every family at a time. They'll call into the circle, come into the middle, and dance and go back to your place. And then the next family will come in as well. And hopefully this will take us through the 7th Hakafa till approximately 11:30. Come back into shul. Everybody will get an aliyah. Once again, going through the entire shul, one person at a time, one Kriyas HaTorah, one Achdus, one Bet Jacob all together. And if we continue to go through it quickly and to get through, there will be the Kol HaNarim, the very famous Kol HaNarim, where this time all of the children will be saying that bracha with the person who is honored, who will buy that aliyah or gets on with that aliyah, to be in the middle, the center of saying the bracha, while all the children from their places, on their seats, standing up, yelling out the Birchas HaTorah, along with that person, will be getting that aliyah as well. And then for us to conclude with Chasan Bereshis, Chasan Torah, Chasan Bereshis, and then the rest of the davening. We hope to conclude around 12:15, 12:30, and we hope everyone is able to join us together for this beautiful time of the trilogy of Hoshana Rabba, Shmini, Atzeres, and Simchas Torah. And Amir Hashem, it should be a true simcha for each and every one of us, for our families individually, and ultimately for Klal Yisrael. And we hope Amir Hashem to be able to celebrate in true times together, with the hugging of the Torah, the kissing of the Torah, with holding hands with each other, dancing shoulder to shoulder, and Amir Hashem to be giving the greatest honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But this year, this is the way we're going to honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Torah. Wishing everyone again a good Mayed and a good Yontif to be. Kol Tov.